Okay, and as for the main story, when we're on the planet Miss Belinda Chandra, we have the cool moment with every ninth word not being heard by the robots, which I thought was a very cool moment when it first happens, when we're first introduced to the Doctor, or the Doctor's introducing himself to Belinda as the historian of this planet. Although I don't feel like we needed the supercut flashback immediately after we'd just seen the ninth word thing explained, as it was fairly obvious which words the Doctor was stressing and what he was trying to get across to Belinda. But I guess that's maybe there just for the younger people watching in the audience. So it was a little bit annoying, but I guess if it helps like the kids watching it understand what's going on a bit better, then it's fair enough. But this every ninth word thing, while it is cool in this initial scene where it first happens, it does seem very quickly dropped for most of the episode, and it's not really focused on or utilized again until it's brought back at the end of the episode, which I'll get onto later. Like, if somebody did a supercut of every ninth word in this episode, the robots must have missed a lot of important words after this point because no one's utilizing that trick or anything like that. So a lot of the sentences that are being said to the robots must make not that much sense to them, or maybe some important words are left out of some of those sentences if someone went back and kind of figured out what words were missing. So it is kind of weird that it's kind of dropped until it comes back later on in the episode. Obviously we have Sasha 55 in this episode as well. First of all, a lot of people were saying that she's badly acted, which I personally don't agree with. She does seem a little bit off when she's first welcoming Belinda to the planet, but that is because she's putting on a facade, so I don't personally think this character's portrayal was all that bad. But we also don't see much of it anyway, so there wasn't much opportunity for the actor to kind of sink their teeth into or anything like that, but I personally don't think the acting was that bad. Obviously we do then have the moment where Sasha 55 is killed by the robots, which was very obviously telegraphed to the audience that she was about to die when the Doctor was promising her a trip through the stars after they've defeated the robots. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody saw that coming when that moment happened. And while it makes sense for the Doctor to have such a strong reaction to Sasha's death, because obviously he's known her for 6 months at this point, she's basically been his companion since he landed on this planet, it does feel weird for us as an audience that it's given that much attention considering we've only known her for about a minute or two. And obviously people already have an issue with the Doctor crying a lot in this era. I don't personally have an issue with him crying, but it does make me worry that more emotional moments won't be as impactful when they happen later on in the season because of it. And like I said, with this moment in particular, although it does make sense because of the Doctor's connection to Sasha 55, we've not really had that connection with her at all because we've known her for about a minute or two at this point in the episode, so it doesn't really work as an audience, even if it does kind of make sense in the context of the story. But it doesn't bug me that much, and at least it's not brought up too much, or at least the crying aspect kind of happens once and then, you know, it's brought up again for Manny to be mad at Belinda about and stuff like that, which I think is fair enough. But my main thing is I'm just really hoping this doesn't affect any more impactful emotional moments later on in the season.